Last season, Michigan State went 22-9. They will open up tomorrow against Eastern Michigan, currently ranked 13th in the nation, and their longtime head coach, Tom Izzo, joining us. Coach, how you feeling?
Feeling better, Dan. Thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, but you had COVID. How bad was it?
It wasn't real bad, but it was no joke either. I listen to people talk about how it just comes and goes. It took me 12, 13 days, and I was quarantined for 11 of them. And then I just, never felt real bad, thank God, but never felt comfortable either. So I'm glad I'm heading down the right direction the last 2-3 days. I've actually been in practice yesterday, full go. Plan on being there today. And I don't know, I plan on being there tomorrow. So that's the game plan right now.
What are the protocols there for your team, day in and day out?
We get tested every day here. We're in that antigen testing. So we're testing every morning at 7:30 in the morning. And I think that helped because it helps for the contact tracing as far as the spreading of the disease, or the virus. But, it's right now we've had some kids that had it early, like in September when school started. And we've been pretty COVID free other than this crazy coach, and I think I went through every protocol that I could go through, and it still happened.
As far as fans in the stands, will there be fans?
No, we're not. Most of the Big Ten, I don't think will, but it does go more by state, as you know. And so right now for us in Michigan, I think the protocol here is there'll be no fans in the stands.
As far as trying to bubbleize this season, or, what are we doing with March Madness? Where do you stand on this of trying to get this season in and doing it as safely as possible?
Well, I'm big on trying to get the season in, and I'm big on trying to do it as safely as possible. I'm a mask wearer myself, and yet it didn't serve me as well as I'd hoped. But, I think until we get to the brunt of it, then that is going to be get the young kids to, who don't get as sick maybe, but are transmitting it. You see what we're in right now in our country, and I don't want to get into all the political stuff because I'm not a politician. All I know is that I believe we've got to take care of ourselves and worry about the people around us. And if we do that, I think we'll be able to manage it. I really do.
How do you get this message through to an 18-year-old?
Well, I got one at home, a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old, I guess, and I've got a 24-year-old. And of course, I've got a 15, 17 to 22-year-olds every year of my life in this job. And, you beg, borrow, you steal, you plead, you get other people to tell stories. You look at what's out there. I scour places like yours. And, when you guys have stories about different things, good, bad, and indifferent, I just try to relate them because me lecturing them doesn't really do it. But the NBA has helped me, Dan, because of the bubble they did. And I said, if LeBron James can spend 3 months without seeing his family or friends, it's part of sacrificing. And sacrificing isn't a word. Accountability and sacrifice, I think, left the Webster's dictionary in the last couple of years. So we've got to get that back a little bit. There's got to be a little sacrifice for all of us. And this is how I try to preach it to our players.
How's recruiting changed?
A lot of Zoom, just like I'm doing with you. Can I sign you?
I got 1 year of eligibility left.
Yeah, but the gene pool has been shrinking
Wow.
over the years.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
But hey, your team last year, boy, I tell you what, you had maybe the best team in the country. And, it was a shame it ended that way. But for us, recruiting has gone pretty well. I think people like hearing me on Zoom better than they do seeing me in person because we've actually had a pretty good recruiting year.
You got Imani Bates. He's given a verbal commitment to Michigan State for 2022.
Well, I can't talk about anybody who has not signed. So
okay, so even a verbal commitment, you can't talk about somebody. Okay. Ooh. Yeah.
Don't make me violate.
No. I don't want to get you in trouble there. I was just curious because it seems like this recruit, possible recruit, could be like a LeBron James type of talent there. But when you're selling, are you selling to parents more on Zoom, or are you selling to the kid?
It's been interesting. The one advantage I think we've had in our recruiting right now is you're dealing more with parents and the kid compared to when you're allowed out and there's so many people involved. There's a posse of people involved in this recruiting, and I think this has kind of caused everybody to home into family, and that's worked better for us, to be honest with you, and I think a lot of people. So hopefully it brings things back in order. That would be great, I think, for the recruiting process in general.
Where are we headed with college basketball and the styles in college basketball? Because I don't know if college emulates the NBA or is it vice versa, but where are we with the three-pointer? That philosophy, shoot 7 seconds or less. Is college basketball embracing that?
It's been funny to watch because I'm with you. You're seeing these quarterbacks in the NFL, and it's almost like the NFL is starting to embrace college, where normally the pecking order is we do what the pros do, and then it filters down into the high schools. And but I think there is more 3-point shooting in college. I think it's just the way the game is. It seems like you're either dunking or shooting a three. The mid-range game of Michael Jordan and guys like that is kind of disappearing. But I think you're going to see the big man come back a little bit. I really do. I don't think it's going to be all run and gun and shoot, and that's how you're going to win. I mean, the Rockets, weren't as successful doing that. I think that the team that really I've appreciated, probably because I got Draymond there, but when you look at Golden State, they shoot a lot of threes, but they run a lot. They did to get the ball inside, and they're very good defensively.
Yeah.
And I think that's what gets lost in the shuffle. Everybody thinks it's just an offensive game now. I think the Lakers won because they were very good defensively. I think Miami got to the finals because they were very good defensively.
Give me the player that you're I don't want to say shocked, that's not fair to the player, but you're really surprised that what you saw in college, he's so much better than that in the pros.
Wow. You mean one of my players? Or just
No.
any player?
Somebody, yeah, anybody you coached against where you went, wow, I did not see that coming. Like Klay Thompson, I did not see that coming.
I would agree to that. We didn't play against Klay, but I didn't see that. Hey, Steph Curry. I didn't see that coming. Like what he's done. It's fun to watch guys. I recruited the Booker kid, and I thought he'd be a good player, but he's turning out to be a phenomenal player. It's fun to watch guys that you thought would be good players and get to be great players. And I don't know. That was a tough question right off the go, but I think guys that are getting better in college every year have a tendency to get better in pro ball every year, and it's been fun to watch the resurgence. Like I really enjoyed watching Miami this year.
Yeah.
They play so hard, they're so tough, they're so Pat Riley-ish, and their head coach Spoelstra. It was almost like give Jimmy Butler a lot of credit. He reinvented himself, and it was a fun team to watch.
But also, I look at LeBron, and when I talk to younger basketball players, I say always add something, keep adding something, keep adding something. The great players keep adding. Mike would take you down on the blocks, and Jordan added that late to his game. Kobe did the same thing. Magic developed a little bit better jump shot or set shot there. And then you see LeBron. LeBron is going to extend his greatness by extending his ability to shoot the three-point shot. He doesn't have to go in and dunk, and he's still one of the great passers of all time. And I always say, look to those guys. They kept adding, and sometimes players get to a certain level, and then they stop. And as a coach, how do you get them to take that next step to go, you were great in high school. That doesn't mean anything once you get to college, and then when you get to the pros.
Well, I think what I've learned about LeBron or Kobe Bryant, you're right. They add to their game, but you know what they've added to more than anything is to their bodies. They take care of themselves. Kids nowadays are reckless. And I think in LeBron James, what he's done with his body and what he's invested, if you read anything about him, is incredible. Yes, he's added a jump shot. He's a better jump shooter. But I think the two intangibles that separate LeBron James right now is physically his body, how he's kept it, and his leadership skills. I mean, I watch different guys go to them, and they just become better players when they're around him. He has a way of demanding, but not being abrasive. I don't know what he's like when you're there, but his leadership skills. So as guys develop things, a lot of times the last thing they want to develop is leadership skills or their own personalities. I hear a lot from parents, well, that's his personality. Well, you want me to change his jump shot? You want me to change his strength? You want me to change his ball handling skills? Sometimes his personality is what separates the Tom Brady's or the LeBron James. Magic Johnson was, one of the ultimate leaders who makes people around him better. And that's a hard skill to find right now, Dan.
Do you have that kind of green carpet at home?
Now I just got it right here, man. And I'm going to send you some if you want it. It would go good with your ensemble there that you got.
Has anything been thrown in that office before?
Oh yeah, that couple of those chairs, we're in the Big Ten, so we ask Bobby Knight, we throw chairs and stuff, but it's been a fun office. When I look back, I've been in this office now 21 years of my 25, and a lot of great guys have come through it. A lot of interesting late night meetings in this office, but it's been fun.
What's the coolest thing in your office?
The coolest thing in my office? Geez, I don't know. It's probably a picture of my parents. I miss my dad, and I think of them often. But I got a lot of cool things in here. There's memories and a lot of guys that help make me who I am, so I get to be on your show.
Well, Coach, good luck tomorrow night. More importantly, the entire season, Eastern Michigan against Michigan State. Good to talk to you again, Coach. Glad you're feeling better.
Well, thanks, Dan. Keep masking up, stay safe, and I'll look forward to seeing you down the road.
And maybe one day we can talk about that basketball recruit that could be coming in 2022.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Coach. So as soon as I said the name, Amani Bates, I get to see Coach's face like, nope, can't go down that road. I didn't know with a verbal recruit, you can't even do that with Amani Bates. But, hey, if he gets Amani Bates even for 1 year, good for him.